So I have to be absolutely upfront and frank and say I had no idea my life would lead me here, right? I graduated out of York University and thought I'd be an actor. And as I said, I got in writing, and I've always been writing on the side. And the writing actually now is being used in my classes and being given to other performers to use in their performances. And so I'm very lucky with that. But I started Rapier Wit thinking I was going to do improv, some acting, and I liked fighting, and I thought it was fun and it'd be easy and try to do something. And I really wanted to create my own work. And we're talking school and church basements, any corner I could find. And bit by bit, I was realizing that people liked what I was doing, and Rapier Wit was moving from about being Daniel to being much more about other people. And in, I want to say 94, I decided to bite the bullet. No, 96, to bite the bullet and get my first studio. And it was hardly that. It was like 500 square feet, and I lived in it too. Like, as you turn around and bump your head on your own shadow kind of thing, right? But it was a start, and those were my first classes. And I learned about many things, and at risk of sounding like a jerk, I went back to all the experiences I had as a student and started doing a lot of stuff that I wished people had done for me, right? Or with me. And I think I came out of a time and an art style where you were supposed to know something. If you didn't know it already, then like, what the hell's wrong with you? We're here to teach you some skills and some tricks, but like, you either are or aren't, whatever that means. And I was very frustrated by that because I wanted to improve, and I didn't want to hate myself every fucking day of my life, right? And at the time, and I think a lot of people might agree, that when you were in theater school, it was pretty brutal for that period. And I'm hoping it's better now. I was teaching in university from 94 up to just before COVID. And again, because I wasn't really interested in doing Zoom, and they weren't sure what to do with stage combat in the schools. And also I realized it was time to me to step back and let some of my younger peers get chances to be in the universities, because I was going to focus on the wit, and I'm mentoring numerous artists around the country and actually in North America. And I thought, you know what, I'm doing a lot. Let's give some of this work away. And it was really helpful to catch this breather, right? And step by step, as I said, I grew from this ridiculous closet to a less ridiculous closet to this place now that I think I'm pretty proud of. When I get complaints about the wit, it's always like, we wish the space was bigger. And I'm like, I wish I had a pony, right? We have 1,500 square feet. It's super hard to get anything, right, in this city with no pillars, you know what I mean? And we have a sprung floor, and, you know, like, I'm really happy with the wit. So when people say that to me, I just kind of want to, you know, sulk, you know, because I would love to have 3,000 square feet, you know, what can I tell you? But it's super hard to do that. And also, once I started building up my spaces, I quickly realized doing it by myself was less of a way to really grow and to succeed than bringing people along and with me. So now there's about 12 instructors, depending on who's in town, because they all work on their own projects and are all successful in their own right. But this way I can really have a number of people join me in teaching. And so, for instance, a large part of Rapier Wit is part of Fight Directors Canada, which is Canada's only internationally recognized nationwide association of stage combat artists. And there are other people who do it, and I don't want to make it sound like you can't work with them, by all means, but we're just a group that have people from coast to coast. And I love the fact that we can have people come and join us from all over. And what this means is we have certification classes. There's basic and intermediate and advanced within Fight Directors Canada, because there's just so much to learn, and it allows us to then really focus. And we believe in a holistic view of learning things. So basic has 3 disciplines, and intermediate has 4, and advanced has 5. So you constantly are adding not just technique and new skills and new demands of unique weapons, but also growth in demands on the person, right? And because of that, and we've worked with international people. People really like Fight Directors Canada, really like the artists that we're helping promote and create, because they seem very well-rounded and they have huge skill sets. And so because of that, and I'm really lucky, I get to teach everything in all the disciplines, but I want to share that. And so if I'm doing basic, I'll bring in a couple extra teachers. So there's 3 teachers rather than just me doing it by myself in intermediate and advanced. And it's awesome, because then I get to sit and watch them teach. They get to watch me. And we also share on ideas with directing and storytelling. And because of that, I think that the Wit is very much an incubator for artists. And I have, as in the video says, I have dancers coming here, stunt people. I had a person who was a visual artist, and all he wanted to do was come and sketch our people in movement, and those things became their, I don't know if they got their PhD, but their master's degree was like this art that they created from that. And I think just to come down, I guess, to the point of what all this is about is that belief it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I kind of think it takes a village to create an artist, and it takes a village of artists to create great art. And every time I think I really know something, someone shows up and shows me something even better. And I'm really proud that this is a place where people share rather than feel a need to push people out and only maintain their small little part. And as I'm watching other people grow and move on to huge parts of their career, I'm so much happier than I would have been when I was younger, when I suffered from, let's say, envy and frustration that I wasn't as successful as everyone else, when you realize you're not everyone else. And it's a ridiculous experience to waste that energy when you, in fact, have numerous things that are working for you. And I understand there's frustration and difficulty in all of our lives as we're trying to maintain ourselves through, let's say, COVID or just our careers. But you have to find places that nourish you and give you this sense that you are worthy and you are creating art and you can share your art with others. And that's what the Wit's about.
Love it. Love it. That really resonates with me too, Daniel. Here at Laughing Vikings, I can speak to that in the last 5 years since having this community here and having a space and having actors come through, like a ton of the best things that have ever happened to me in my life and in career have been spawned from having a community. And then initially it was just me running the studio, running audition sessions and self-tapes and renting out the studio. And now we've got a small team of people, and it's way more fun. It's just great as far as networking and building new relationships. And I think that's a big thing in the acting world as well, too, is it can feel very lone wolf, especially and also in the stand-up community. You kind of feel like it's just you against the world, but we've all had experiences where you're in a brilliant cast or you're in some kind of ensemble of performance, and it really does feel like family. In that promo video, someone mentioned family, and it's like the family that fights with swords and guns stays together.